Good Sunday morning, everyone. I hope you're having a great day so far. Good morning, Joy, Dion, Victor, Michelle, and Daniel, as you're kicking off your morning. It has been a cold start to the day. Thankfully, the sunshine is abundant for everyone across the Carolinas today, from Charlotte to Monroe, Beach Mountain, and Ballantyne. Now, one spot, especially on this camera, is going to be looking a lot different in 24 hours, and that is Beach Mountain, as we are going to be tracking our next chance of wintry precipitation here in the Carolinas. Now, today, this morning, things look pretty calm, but tomorrow, maybe not so much. But of course, we're going to kind of talk a little bit about my latest thoughts on what's going to happen. And of course, Chief Meteorologist Brad Panovich, the one, the only, the GOATs, as they say, the greatest of all time, will be in tonight at 6, 7, and 11 on WCNC Charlotte with another update. But today, breezy at times, mostly sunny, temperatures actually reaching the mid 50s. Yesterday, the winds were still rocking and rolling in the afternoon. Today, they're a little bit lower, so not quite as high. So I really think it's going to be a phenomenal day. What you may notice before the official sunset is that the clouds will start to increase, and that's ahead of the Arctic front that we have approaching tomorrow. That brings us some big, big changes. And this, of course, is going to have a big implication to the forecast and whether or not Charlotte sees snow. So here are my latest thoughts. I think that if you live in Charlotte, so 485 Inner Loop, the Charlotte Metro, all that good stuff, I think that we may see some flurries, some big fat flakes mixed in with a cold rain. I still think no accumulation, which I was mentioning on WCNC Charlotte yesterday. I think that's going to be mainly for areas along the north of I-40. There's a small chance that parts of the northern Piedmont may get a dusting, but that's if you're lucky. I've trimmed back some of the totals based on what we've kind of seen over the last 24 hours. I know if Brad will be in a little bit later too, talking a little bit more about this. So I know people are going to be bummed, but I think that this is going to be an event that everyone is, if you've kind of seen a lot of the social media chatter and you're hyped about it, you're going to be disappointed. So please just kind of keep, I guess, pump the brakes on the really, really, really intense excitement, just because I don't want you to be disappointed. But we might see some flakes early in the morning. But that's the thing, is the timing here is really important. I've seen some of the trends over the last few hours, and it does look like we're trending a little bit earlier in terms of some of those flakes mixing in with the cold rain. And so I actually think a lot of them are going to be while people are still asleep. So if you really want to see some, try to get up early. Right now it's looking closer to 4 or 5 a.m. versus yesterday it was like 7, 8, and 9. So again, this is still subject to change. We have time to change, but I would try to get up early if you really, really want, really just want to like open the door and see some of those flakes by the afternoon. All of that potential for wintry precip is going to be up in the mountains and foothills. And after that, we're pretty much donezo when it comes to any chance, I think, of substantial flake action in the Charlotte area. I mean, you look through Tuesday morning, maybe a stray flake mixing in as the actual front pushes through, but really most of this is going to be in the mountains and foothills. So again, I would love to be wrong in these situations. Seriously, would love to be, but I think in this case, it's looking less and less likely that we will see any kind of course, accumulation, which we've never said that we were going to in Charlotte, but any kind of significant chance of flakes mixing in. And again, Brad, of course, will have an update later on. So the snow meter, Brad uses this, of course, but I think he used it last night. I was watching his 11 o'clock newscast, and I just always think it's funny. But this is just like social media chatter. It's not really a legit chance for snow. We're not buying bread and milk. We're not closing, nothing like that. And I absolutely wish it would, but Charlotte, this is just not our event. Hopefully, we'll have another opportunity later on this winter, because there's still time. Just remember, there's still time that we could see something. So my latest thoughts here, I think the highest elevations in the mountains right along the Tennessee border, there's certainly spots that could see isolated totals 6 or higher. And the reason why I feel this way is because we've had events earlier this year that have seen a few isolated totals at 4, 5, and we didn't see anything anywhere else. So if we see enough snow to see accumulation in the foothills, I think there's certainly a possibility that we could see some accumulation further north, especially with that quick burst of northwest wind. You know, sometimes um, not we, sometimes models underperform really when we have really strong winds coming in out of the north and west. I think most of the mountains, probably 2 to 4, 4 to 6, will just be those higher elevations near the Tennessee border. And I do think there's a chance that some of the foothills So parts of Burke and Caldwell County could certainly see some accumulation, but then all the areas shaded in white, you're going to get lucky if you see any kind of trace, dusting, anything like that, especially, higher chance as you get closer to, the I-40 corridor near Catawba County, Alexander County, Iredell County, and lesser as you get closer to the metro. And of course, you can see for Charlotte, just some flurries mixed in with cold rain. I know this is a bummer. I know this is not the answer that anybody wants to hear because it seems like every single person I've ever talked to since I've moved here wants it to snow in Charlotte. Sadly, I don't think this is our event. However, winter's not over. Now, as we look ahead to the end of the week, we actually have a second chance of some rain mixing in on Friday. Kind of same thing with this one. We were hinting at snow earlier, kind of like weeks out, but now we're still trending toward a cold rain. So I'm not really concerned with the system on Friday right now. If this changes, of course, we'll bring you updates, but I think just a cold rain again on Friday. And then it actually looks like we're going to be a little bit drier heading into the weekend. The thing is, though, once we kind of get past this chance for some flurries tomorrow and cold rain, mostly for Charlotte, and then again on Friday, it's going to turn really, really flippin' cold. Really cold. I mean, we are talking substantially cold across the area. These will be some of the coldest temperatures we've had since December of 2022 when the temperature Christmas Eve morning was 9 degrees. It's not going to be pleasant. Thankfully, by the end of the 10-day forecast, I think we're going to get a little bit closer to average. But at least the next 6 to 10 days, so we're talking January 19th through the 23rd, we're probably going to at least be at, if not slightly below average for this time of year. So in the Guy Roofing 7-day forecast, you're going to see kind of everything I just talked about. Stray flurry potential tomorrow, again on Tuesday when the front's moving through, but I really think it's a better chance Monday and mainly on Monday morning. Of course, tomorrow is Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Day. A lot of people will be off because it is a holiday, also his birthday. So please, if you just want to do anything, maybe just do an act of kindness. He was such a great man, did so many positive things. And I think it's great that his legacy, is still so prominent in our, culture, everything. So tomorrow, if you're excited about that and you're off, of course, you might see some fat flakes. But remember, if you're sleeping in, because it's a holiday, maybe you have work off, you'll want to get up early to see some of those flakes. A stray potential for a flake again on Tuesday. And again, then after that, we're turning a lot colder. So Wednesday morning, we have a low of 22 degrees, but actually the wind chills will be in the teens and even a few spots in the single digits in the foothills. And in the mountains, likely close to zero, if not below zero. So Wednesday morning is going to be frigid. It is going to be really, really cold. Now, Thursday, Friday, again, we kind of inch back up to the 40s because of that chance for rain, more clouds, more warm air. I say it in quotes, but warmer. And then after that, I mean, look how cold it turns. 20 degrees Saturday morning, a high only of 37. The mid-teens Sunday morning, a high in the upper 30s. Monday morning of next week, so not Martin Luther King Jr. Day tomorrow, but the following, so the 22nd, upper teens. Highs only in the mid-40s. It's not until the end of the 10-day forecast we eventually get back to closer to average for this time of year. So it is going to be cold. Today is going to be by far the best day to get outside over the next week and a half. Again, tomorrow, a few flurries mixing in with cold rain in Charlotte, especially in the morning. Please do an act of kindness in honor of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. And then on Tuesday, I'm trying to get my days straight. So I'm looking at the graphics. A stray flurry potential as the front moves through. After that, we turn really, really, really cold. Thursday, Friday, chance of a cold rain. If that becomes a potential for a wintry mix, we'll of course let you know. Something I just realized I did not put in these graphics is that there is a winter weather advisory in effect, but it is only in effect right now for Ashe, Watauga, and Avery counties. Those are our 3 mountain counties. If that were to be extended, of course, you can trust the WCNC Charlotte weather team to bring you updates, keep you updated on that. So just be mindful as we move forward and move ahead. I hope everybody has a happy, safe, and healthy Sunday. If you're off tomorrow, enjoy the flurries if you see them. Please stay safe. And of course, have a great day. And remember why, if you're off of work or school, why you are and why that is so important here in the Carolinas, across our country, and all those things. And stay safe from the weather. I will see you back here on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then again next weekend right here on WCNC Charlotte. I hope you have a fantastic week ahead and a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful January 15th. Have a great day, everybody.